talk about one of the most talked about shows right now, and it's called Squid Game. Who's seen it? Oh my god! Thank you, dude, for the subscription. Also, thank you, Astro Jelly, also for the subscription. Thank you guys. Kim left me on red. Dude, it's a surprise. There you go. You asked who was going to be on the podcast. I'm about to tell you. Yeah, we're in a cute little look. I made a logo. You guys see it? It's over there. It's next to Prince's head, actually.
Oh, that way.
Oh yay!
Oh, that way.
All right. So, if for those of you that don't know, Squid Game is a South Korean made drama / thriller series on Netflix. It was released September 17th, and so far it's become the #1 show in 90 countries. I repeat, 90 countries. And thousands online can't stop talking about it. Yeah, so our guest, so I guess I'll introduce myself first. I'm a streamer and pop culture enthusiast, also known dog lover. I will almost watch anything. And then we have Kathleen below me. She's a film buff, has a degree in film, and has film production experience, and can also speak intermediate Korean, and is currently living there now.
Intermediate Korean?
That's what you told me yesterday.
I'm also an animation producer. I feel like it's the more official title you could give me.
Yes, that too,
In
but
Korea.
yes. Would you like to say hello?
I feel like I just did. Hi, I'm Kathleen. I'm Korean, half, and I do animation in Korea, which I've said like 5 times. So, yeah, that's me.
Yay! Okay, and now we have Prince of Love, who you all know, pop culture enthusiast as well, and he's very active on the stream, and he's a mod.
She said pop culture enthusiast. Where?
You are. You are always up to date on these TikToks and music,
I don't have a TikTok. Hi everyone.
Wow, and no one's skipping out just because he hasn't seen the show. Rude. I'm just kidding.
Thank you for the fridge. All right.
Yeah, let's go. This is my first time seeing Prince. Hey.
Gross.
Also, Prince, Kathleen, feel free to read the chats. If you, I don't know, if you're looking at the chat and someone didn't address it yet, feel free to acknowledge it or. Yeah.
I'm just reading the comments of my fridge in the background.
Oh my god, they're obsessed with your fridge.
Oh my god.
Also, Justin was supposed to be here, but he bailed on me.
What?
But
I do, universe.
But I am going to invite him and see if he comes anyway.
Don't support me.
Yes. Okay. And Justin actually, he's a very big fan of Eastern media, and he's kind of the reason why I watched the show in the first place several weeks ago. Shiloh's calm down.
The fridge.
Is Rachel Korean?
No, good. I think it's because Rachel is living in Korea and can speak a little bit of Korean, so I think they got you guys confused. A
real half Korean not good enough?
Oh, no, she's working also, so her job is at a school, so much harder to. Yeah. All right. So you guys ready to start?
I am very ready to start. Let's do this.
What are these comments?
Not you roasting me about the lesbian haircut.
All right, guys. So does either of you want to say what the premise of Squid Game is? Who'd like to?
I mean,
just go ahead first if you have an idea.
Oh, do you want to go, Prince? Or do you?
Oh, okay. I guess I'll go. I mean, Squid Game is basically a life or death game, pretty much. It's a TV show based off. Not you asking about where my fridge is from. Okay. Um, yeah, it's a life or death game, and it's shows how the world runs on
Again.
basically what is it called? Money? Yeah,
Yes.
it runs on money. Yeah, and that wealth is important. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I can think of.
Would you like to add
Well,
anything else? Kathleen?
he's like, does it mean capitalism fam in it? Oh, it says, does it mean something in Korea? I mean, literally, Ojinga Game, the name of the show, literally does mean Squid Game. So it's like a
Gaming.
one-to-one translation, and it's called Squid Game because
I'm on it.
it's just. Oh, the haircut, does it mean something? I think it means something more to do with like the visual, like you know how the beginning he has like the red and the blue, like Kong Yu, my love, the one slapping people. He has like the red and the blue tile, and so it's like that's kind of the homage to the red and blue pill in the Matrix, which I think Hong Dong-hyuk has talked about. And then the whole red, it like basically symbolizes the suits that the men wear, and also like the fact that like he won, and like just so it has more to do with color theory than Korean.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Me
Hardcore
too.
Mario. All right.
No.
So, you guys have an understanding. I'm sure like most of you have seen it. So, all right. So first thing first, overall impression of the show, guys. If you could describe it in 3 words or less, what would you say?
Am I going first again?
It's honestly whoever feels comfortable, just speak up. You know.
I'm gonna say chaotic. Um, well, this is more than 3 words. Like, what do you call it? Keeping me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
I think that's more than three.
I think it's just like what I'm trying to think of 3 words. Tense, tragic, Korean. That's the 3rd word.
Oh, and I would say psychological because it's a lot of
Yeah.
like thinking.
Metaphors.
Justin, we're talking about. You know what? Because I didn't do this earlier. Also, everyone, welcome to uh, Late Night Combos with Kimberino. I didn't even say the name, but that's what it
The rest. Hi.
Wow.
But yes, Justin is our 4th host, and yeah, he's our 4th host. He's a big fan of Eastern media, grew up in Asia, and he got me to watch the show. Justin, would you like to introduce yourself?
He's on mute.
Justin.
Everyone in chat is saying you can't hear anything. Oh my goodness.
Oh God, not again. Hold on.
Corona.
It's a PlayStation nerd.
Wait,
Look at
Princess
that.
Leia is my cat. You said this was truly an amazing concept. I think it's actually doable. Not in a crazy killer way. I finished it in an afternoon. You think the concept is doable? Like a game show?
Yeah, because it's like it's very chaotic. I mean, I can relate this to a couple other shows I've seen, but I think this one was more interesting to look at.
Oh. Does anyone have an answer for Darius Stone? Do you guys see their message? It says, does the PlayStation symbols on their heads mean anything beyond their social standing in Korean culture?
That is also because the Ojinga game, the Squid Game itself, is made up of the like triangle and the circle and the square. That is literally just like because that makes up the shapes of the game. Like when you have to draw it in the sand or if it's like on the playground already, those are the symbols you have to draw. And then I think the director just used it as a way to give ranking, because if you don't have like a name tag and you're not allowed to know their name, but you need to know a rank, it's like just a very simple, like you have like leader middle, and grunt. So it's just that.
Hmm. All right. I don't know if Justin. I think he's still figuring it out.
Let him figure it out. It takes time.
Oh, yeah, I can hear it.
All
Yay!
Yay!
right, guys. What did we talk about already?
I gave you the names of the numbers of people. So hopefully, if we don't know the character's name or number, we'll just say it.
Oh yes. I don't know all the characters' numbers. I tried learning the names. I might not say them right. I even pulled up like what is it called when you type out a name in syllables? There's a word for it.
Actually, do you think it's popular because this is like a first worldwide thriller that everyone knows that's in Korean? Because you don't really see that as often.
What?
You mean like show or movie?
Show.
Yeah. 'Cause I think also the reason people are really surprised is because this is like the Korean shows are just dramas. So it's like they usually only do one season of something and then they have like the fully contained story within that season. So then it's like to have something break out in that way, like to an international audience, was kind of weird to people. But yeah, there's not a lot of shows that get pushed out. It's all like movies. So
Maybe it
Yeah.
also helps that it was backed by Netflix.
That too.
Yeah, but I mean, there's like a ton of since 2017, 2018. There's been like a ton of Netflix original stuff because they made the like a headquarters almost for like Netflix Korea, and then they made like a whole YouTube channel series where it's just K dramas because this is literally going back to K drama history. I'm like, why do I know all this? But it's like Drama Fever used to be like the big K drama streaming site, and then it got bought by Warner Media and shut down. But I think what they didn't understand is like K dramas as a genre, like it's its own thing, so it can't be like
Hello.
Oh, she cut
Nice.
out.
No. What happened?
yeah.
No. I think it cut out the end of that.
Yeah, my connection is unstable.
Just like me.
It says.
Okay. Sorry. Now my chatbot is good. Okay. So, Justin, we were saying overall impression of the show. If you could describe it in 3 words.
3 words, I guess. Suspenseful, surprising, and logical.
Logical. Okay. I think mine would be heartbreaking. I want to say chaotic too. I forgot who said chaotic, but I want to say chaotic too. And yeah, just surprising, suspenseful. There you go. And then, so on a scale from 1 to 10, what would you guys rate it? Do not rush.
Wait, sorry. You say rate the show from 1 to 10?
Yeah. 10 being amazing.
8.
Okay.
And the reason why is because I've seen people use the concept of a live or die game pretty often, but for it being a Korean drama series or basically its own thing, I rate it really high.
Okay. Kathleen?
Yeah, I think just because I'm like I'm like so picky about shows. I think there's some dialogue stuff like in Korean they do very well, but it's still like a show, and I think there's like some parts of it that are a little on there. So it's like I think more for me is like 7, 6, 7. But I think I'm more impressed with like the director, and he's made like since his very first thing in 2007, he's just made like box office hit after box office hit, and like he just made like popular success stuff. And so like everyone's like, oh, he like had to sell his laptop and like had to do this, and I'm like, I think he was doing fine, because since 2007 he's basically worked with top stars and like made smashes. So like it's a bit like this is his first television thing, the first international thing, and I'm just like, so I think that like elevated it a lot for me.
Yeah.
I don't like creepy things, but I liked this.
Justin?
I like an 8.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go out and say 8.5 for me, because I was really honestly like I think I've seen 2 Korean movies, and this is the first Korean series that I've seen, and I've been impressed with all of them.
And compare it to a Western TV show.
It's a lot better than a Western TV show. There was just like so many more elements to it. But, you know, I think Prince has a point where it's like, it's used a lot, like that whole like Hunger Games kind of thing. It's just, it already is like a good plot, I think, on its own, if that makes any sense. So yeah, like I guess like as far as like the acting, like I don't know if it would be comparative to like another drama or something.
But would you say that like, because you watch a lot of Western media, so you would know like a lot of like Western character tropes and character types. Would you say that they're very different in terms of like Eastern media versus Western media?
I mean, not exactly, because you had oh my god, I forgot her number, and her name is Se-byuk.
Her number is
Se-byuk.
67.
Sebia?
Yes, that pretty lady.
She's so hot.
She's so pretty.
She's a top model. Like, I'm in love with her. Oh.
Yeah, no, but I think I've seen like characters like her in other TV shows. You know what I mean? Like the badass girl that's kind of like the underdog for the whole thing, and then like she's kind of meek for kind of it, but she's like a badass, but like low key. And then at the end, she like rises above. So I feel like I've seen that.
All right, who's the true villain though, Kim?
Oh wait, save that, Justin. I'm going to there later.
Do you have like a list? Why aren't we
Yes,
giving
yes,
a list
yes,
of the
yes,
Yes,
questions?
she has a list.
All right.
Smart.
I can't give them to you.
Are there any questions in the chat? Because I keep going back and forth, but I only have like my laptop, so like I can't.
Oh,
I have
yes.
to like focus on one or the
not
other.
Yeah,
really.
we can do it.
I'm
can
just
look for
like looking when people
Yeah.
come by.
Shiloh's did say I was promised Justin face reveal, and
My camera's broken.
Shiloh's do believe it.
You have to believe it. There's no proof.
All right.
Can someone validate that between you and Josiah?
My door's locked.
Oh, at YYC. My door's locked. All right,
Door's
so
locked. I can't open it.
favorite characters, like top 2. Don't give me more than 2, and then worst character.
My favorite, of course, the top model, Sylvia. And then, I don't know why. I was rooting for, yes, Se-byuk and Ali. Those were my 2 people I was rooting for. Don't even right now. No.
I'm not gonna go
Yeah,
there
no,
yet.
I loved Ali. Like when he was just like, when the first episode, when he's like holding him and just like stock still, and you're like,
Oh, and then my hated one is that one lady.
oh,
It's
That one
so
lady.
fair.
Okay, also I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that my favorite characters was the boss ass bitch, and the old man.
You
That's the
like
old
the
man.
old man?
I'm
The
sorry,
old
I have like
man.
What's wrong
a
with you?
I thought his character was really interesting. Like you can
fair.
that's all.
I mean, okay. Are you saying like interesting characters, or who I would like to have slap me in the face? Because there's 2 different answers. There's
Whoa,
I don't
wait,
know.
wait a
I
second.
mean-
We can go there.
I
We
just
can
said
go
favorite. That could be all kinds of things. Also, thank you, Prince, for gifting the sub. And
was
why
not
my
me.
seat, y'all?
That was not me. That was Princess. There's another. There's a princess
Oh
in the
shit.
chat.
That says Princess Leia is my cat. Thank you so much for gifting a sub. I'm crying. Aw. Okay, wait. So Justin, what's your favorite? Who's your favorite character?
What's his name? The guy who is like the genius of his city, or the genius of his little town. I don't remember his name. Like his mother's the shopkeeper.
That
Oh.
guy?
Yeah,
You liked that guy?
he is the best character
He's-
arc in the show.
He has such an interesting character arc
Yeah.
though, because
Yeah.
it's like
It's
honestly, if he wasn't in that situation, he would be a nice guy because it's like
Yeah.
when he has money, he like gifts money to people and he like
But
wants
wasn't
to
he-
be good.
Wasn't
But
he
it's
found
like-
out for fraud and stuff?
Yeah.
yes, but he's still at heart is like a genuine person, which makes it really interesting. Because in any other scenario, he's your titular hero character, like your main character, where he's the goody two shoes that is always trying to help everyone out and always trying to like find ways to make everyone survive and make ends meet. But because it's like his mother that he's put in like harm's way, and it's his own fault, so he feels responsible for like what happens to his mother in her store, right? So he has to make sure that like no matter what happens, like even if it costs him his humanity, like he needs to make sure that like his mother isn't harmed. Right? So at the end of the day, like it's not for selfish reasoning. He has like motive behind it, and there's like reason behind his actions. Even though he's an asshole, like, but it makes him like probably the most interesting character on the show.
I think it's like it's also coupled with the protagonist, because the protagonist is just such a nice guy and he's obviously such a bright father, and he cares for like Sebyuk's character, and he's like making sure she's all right even though he is angry that she stole his money and stuff. Like, but he still is such a nice, like he makes sure everyone's like feeling nice and feeling good, but at the same time his vice is that he gambles and that
Yeah.
he like is just so bad with money, and like and so it's like, does that make him a bad person for like that? It's like no, but it's like also you don't have to like him if like it's like I also understand the wife and the wife's new husband who's like, please don't come over here because you are like you keep doing these bad things, but you're also like I know you are, but also stop coming, because it's like it's so gray. And I think going back to the like Korean media part, I think Korean media does that really well with like good. It's just like the mixing of things. So it's like it's just society is like, you know,
They're
They're-
mirror images of each
yeah.
other, basically.
yeah,
Like,
and it's
Even in
like
their backgrounds.
yeah, and like the main, like, you know, the old guy, player one, he is like he's literally running these games and he's like betting. He's also betting and he's
Spoiler
also
alert.
very good at games. And it's like he's betting and he's also really good at games, but it's like he has money, so it's different for him that he can literally just play with people's lives. But then like in society, the main character is seen as a deadbeat because he just doesn't have money. And so it's like, how do you
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Interesting, guys. Interesting. I still don't like that guy.
Okay, well here's my question.
guy?
to you.
The other guy. Yeah.
Would you if someone stole like $1,000, $2,000 from you, would you just forgive them after like 3 days? No, right? You'd be like, what the fuck? There's no way you just forgive someone for stealing $3,000 from you.
But what's their motive? Like, what? Like, I need more context.
No, you wouldn't care what the motive is if someone stole $3,000 from
Yeah.
you. Let's be real
Yeah.
here. You wouldn't care, right? So the fact that he just forgives her like on the spot is like, yeah, we're cool. Like, I trust you completely. Like, does it make any sense to you at all?
Wait, are we talking about the main character guy, or are we
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the?
Yeah, we're talking about the main character.
Oh, I thought you guys were talking about the guy that
No, you're
No,
like
we first were, and then it switched
Yeah.
over a little bit to show
Okay,
like
okay.
to show the parallels of like, and also like this. You're what's his? I don't remember his name. I don't remember any of their names. The main guy is like, it's so unrealistic in the sense where like he just trusts her even after she stole thousands of dollars from her, and remember when they got kicked out of the van after they left the game?
No. I like the main character guy. Actually, like
I know,
he
but
grew on
my
me.
my point is that like it's so hard to root
But-
for him because he's like so
Yeah,
blinded
but you
by like
hear
this idea that everyone is good, even at like the 12th hour someone will help this old man and go get the cops for him. Like, come on now.
Well, I think that's the key difference between the main guy and then the genius guys, because he believes in like the good of people and he like tries to understand them, like, and even though he knows that his childhood friend like knew about the honeycomb game, the Talcona game, that like he still was like, okay, I understand, like maybe like, because then the guy is like, oh, I'm sorry, like I shouldn't have let you go with the umbrella, like that's my fault. So he's like, okay, I can maybe understand. So it's like that's the lie he believes, that the people are inherently good or trying to look out for each other. So like, but
I
then the
guess.
childhood guy is like completely different. So that's where they
He's
split
jaded.
off.
Being a banker or a businessman has made him jaded.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I felt really bad for the main character a lot, and then I don't know. I just really like that he still believed in humanity and like he still had that faith the entire time.
I like that he paired with the old Nick guy. Like you think normally that you wouldn't pair with the weakest link or supposedly the weakest link,
Yeah,
but that was interesting. That was an interesting concept.
yeah, and like the tug of war scene. Ooh, dude, like the old man in the tug of war scene, like that. I was like, this is why you don't just like judge a book by its cover, and like there's more. There was more to the old man than everyone was
They
just
tease
seeing
it
him
really
for.
well.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also,
It's
I
like-
didn't know that. Did anyone know that about the tug of war thing? Is that true? Like if you just bend back,
Look it up.
if you
Yeah,
bend
Well,
back.
it's
Look it up.
It's like physics, right? It's like because they're pulling so hard that they fall back.
Can we
and
try
then
it?
it's- Okay, no.
Kathleen, we need
No.
to try it in real life. Just the old man
No,
wasn't
quick, let me
attached to the
fly
rope.
out.
What do you mean he
Fly out.
wasn't attached to the rope? I don't understand this comment.
What's the next question, Kim?
All
Let's
right,
keep
we'll go.
going.
We'll keep going. Okay. So episode 6, the marble game. Everybody's like, that is such a pivotal moment in the show. What hurt you the most in that whole episode?
What do you think, my
Well-
boy?
Oh, and the guy got.
That, but also so Bjork in that one girl.
Yeah,
was
that
the
one was
worst.
so. Oh my god, destroyed.
That's so sad. She just like I wish they introduced the other girl way at the beginning, not towards the end. I
Yeah.
feel like that would have added a little bit more emotional aspect to the character, even though it did.
Yeah.
She was only there for like I think 2 to 3 episodes.
Yeah, part of me wanted like more female leads in it. But
Yeah.
But then the
Yeah.
question becomes, what do you take out, right? Like, what do you take
Yeah.
out in to like free up that time slot?
the old, like, okay, hear me out. What if the old man, instead of an old man, he was an old woman? Would people have more
No.
sympathy?
I would get rid of the psycho lady. I hated her the most. Out of
Justin hated
everyone.
her too.
But you need to hate her, right? Like that's the whole point of her character, is that you need to hate her.
I didn't even
Not
hate her that
really.
much. I really didn't hate her that much because
I think the gangster guy was like the more like you still have someone to hate. It would be the shift would be the gangster guy specifically for hate.
But then
If it
so
wasn't
then you would
her.
have to have I don't know, because the way that I looked at it was that you needed someone to kill him to be quote unquote like pure of heart, right? So that all of the main characters stay pure of heart, right? Except for the one guy
they're
who
not-
always
the-
wins.
Oh! Thank you, YYC, for gifting it to Darius Stone. Also, to read some comments, Jude Hayes, Jude Hayes says, Kathleen's Stan account. All the blood and stuff made me hungry. Astro Jelly. I think that was a joke. And then yeah. In red light, green light, the system wasn't even detecting him. Are you talking about the old man?
The old man.
I didn't pay attention
might
as
have been
much to
true.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Neither did I. We'll get
I
back
think
to
it's-
it because we'll talk about
yeah.
each game hopefully.
Yeah. Oh my god, sorry. There's so many comments. Like I feel like I could read everyone, but highlight it. Highlight your comment if you really want it to be read.
Yeah, please highlight.
Okay, so I really want to show these memes.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Are you guys looking at it? It says it's by Nutter Butter. Squid Game this, Squid Game that. We want Nut Game.
Uh,
What the heck?
Yay.
Yes, so there's that one, and then I think this is another one I saw. Halloween. I honestly do see this becoming like a big Halloween.
I was telling Kim this. We should, because like I was telling Kim that like we should go out in suits with just a briefcase and like the 2 square pieces of paper and asking
that's
people to play.
smart. That's really smart.
Honestly, but I would be so creeped out if like someone approached me like that.
No, but like
I'd be so creeped
it's
out.
mainstream enough where like majority of the people would get it, right?
They wouldn't think you're like
they
in
would
some weird
They
cult.
would get what you're trying to do. So I don't think
Yeah.
it'd be that big of a deal.
Israel, you are allowed to spoil. We just said so many spoilers. So feel free. Like you can reference something that it's okay. I think most people in the chat have seen it.
There is a comment in chat. I'm trying to read it.
Princess Leia is my cat says, no way on woman. We are naturally drawn to hating female characters, even the antagonists. I don't know. I think if the old man was an old
Wait, is she trying to say like I don't completely get the question. Is it like no way that
because
you're actually drawn to hating?
No,
female
I asked. I was like, would you feel more sympathetic for the old woman versus the old man? And
Yeah.
Princess Leia is saying no.
Yeah.
I think there's the valid point that like people when it's like female antagonist types, they tend to be much more harsh.
Yeah, I guess
So
thinking
it's like
yeah.
you're like, oh, we hate the woman, but it's like, okay, but what if it was, you know?
I guess because I'm thinking of like a grandma figure. I think people really like love that
True.
kind of character. But if you think about other old women that are antagonists, like I'm just my mind went straight to the old like witch in like Snow White. Like
That's what I was thinking.
you just think of like those like evil like the stepmom from Rapunzel. Like yeah. So yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. I'd love to hear y'all still talk Marvel. It was so intensive. Could have been 2 independent episodes. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been drawn out if they would have done that though. Because you can only do so much with marbles and tension, I feel like, that the episode itself is already pretty long.
But wasn't it? Yeah, it was longer, right, than the other episodes.
I think that episode itself was like closer to 50 minutes. And then the one after it was only like 30 or something.
Yeah.
There's also interesting commentary, I think. I forget if it was just from like a staff member or the director himself, but it's like the marbles game themselves, like because every society or every country has like a childhood game associated with marbles, like that game itself was supposed to be kind of more of the like almost international like internationally known. It's like you know of a game where you're like playing with like rocks or pebbles or marbles in some way, so it's like that in itself was, I thought, a cool point.
Did any of you play with marbles growing up?
That's the thing. If I was given that game with someone, why did my thought go to Mancala?
Mancala.
Oh yeah.
It's the one when you pick up like
The-
a rocks and you pass it and then you grab.
Yeah.
And
you try to accumulate all of them into
and the little in one pocket,
Yeah.
right?
I just
I
played that
remember
for like the
that.
first time ever, like a year and
But
a
it's
half.
like-
No, 2 years ago. Yeah.
Also, the Korean equivalent for like a marble or pebble game would be kongi, where you are also trying to like toss up the pebble and then catch them all in the back of your hand. So that's still like the way you win is like you have to possess all of the marbles. So I think that's like something like ties to different. It's like, why is it rock games? Why do you need all the rocks? Why is that the end goal? Why do you need all the marbles?
I thought it was also interesting how like they could pick what game they played. That kind of threw me, I will say. Like I was like, well, couldn't you just easily pick a game you're good at and then just
I think this was more of a game of like trust between two people. As they said, I forgot the term. I think Kathleen can mention the term. I forgot it. Because
Which one?
the term between like trusting people. Actually Kim showed me a video that it doesn't mean what it means.
Oh,
Oh,
we can talk
middle?
about that soon. Yeah.
Huh? Say that
Trust?
again?
Because trust in Korean is middle.
No, but the trust between two people.
Oh.
There was this.
I know what you're talking about, Prince. We're about to get to it.
Oh.
It's like the Korean translation thing. Like how people were complaining about it not being like
100. That
yeah, 100%.
I also.
You have thoughts on, yes. So
Yes,
any other
yes.
thoughts about episode 6 besides translation wise?
No, but I was gonna say that word specifically. Like that game was for a test of like trust between two people. That's why I feel like it was chosen that game. So then it would destroy that trust.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a metaphor for the viewer destroying trust with Netflix and their ability to subtitle shows.
Ooh.
They've had troubles in the past subtitling things too, so this isn't.
Yeah, I think. First time just like jumping to it. Do you want to ask, or should we just go into it? Because you kind of already prefaced it, Kim.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys like saw the TikTok. Should we watch it?
You can play it on stream.
So it's actual person that speaks fluent Korean, and she came out on TikTok and said like, oh, these subtitles aren't matching the English subtitles. So even if you watched it in Korean, but you're reading the English subtitles, she was saying it's still like off.
You're missing a lot of this character and what she stands for. But here's the one part that I think is a huge miss. Here she is trying to convince people to play the game with her, right? Right here. The translation says, oh, I'm not a genius, but I can work it out. What she actually said was, I am very smart, I just never got a chance to study.
Yeah, and then another instance also was the old man in the marble scene. He, the word that they kept referencing to each other, I think it was called ganbu.
There we go. That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Ganbu.
Mm-hmm. And the subtitle said we share everything, and then she said that the actual translation was it actually means there is no ownership between me and you, and that I still don't really know what to think about that.
I guess I'll go first as someone who speaks.
Yeah.
I guess to speak to translating, there was someone who pointed out she may have been looking at the English CC because there's English closed captions which follow the dub, which the dub has to follow as much of the lip movement and take up as little time to read as possible. And I think with literal translations, it is difficult to like retain the meaning, but also keep it readable within a short amount of time because people talk fast.
That's a good point.
So I think that was something like if you watch with English, not CC'd, it was a little bit better and it was closer to the meaning to it. But at the same time, there are still problems with it. But I think in the video she did, it was the English CC version, but that's based on someone else also saying. So it's a really complicated video because I do think she was looking at the English CC version. But I do agree, like the meaning is lost a lot. But then I think only if you're really interested, you'll really go in and try to parse it out for yourself. And like, yeah. And then what you said, the old man said, there's nothing.
Oh,
there's no ownership between us.
Yeah.
That's also like, imagine reading that blindly as you're like going through, like it's so hard to grasp because it's such a Korean word. So of course the next best thing for people to understand right away is like we share everything, which
Yeah, and I remember
it's like I think it's a much quicker thing.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's like like at least an explanation for like I think the translators are doing the best they can, and it's a little bit hard to like you have to reconcile because I think there was also a problem with Shang-Chi where the dad says something and he says something much more like metaphorically and lyrically, but the translation is very like bare bones, and then they're like, but you lose so much, and it's like you do lose a lot, but you have to consider people are like reading and trying to watch at the same time, so it's like it's really difficult, like it's such a weird area to try and like, but yeah, what do you think about there's no ownership between us?
Yeah, I don't understand
All of us
that.
translating.
like if you're right. Like if I were to see that and read that, I'd be like, wait, wait. I need to think about that. Like I would have to pause and just be like, what does that mean? Because I remember when that old man said, well, sorry, not said, because I was listening to it in Korean. When I like read that, and I remember reading, "We share everything," and being like, my heart felt like it was gonna like, I don't know, burst. I was just like, that's so sad. Like we share everything just spoke to me way more than I guess if they were to say, we don't have any ownership to this.
I don't know. It just reminds me of the term of like you guys aren't friends, but you're like together for some reason. I don't know why that comes to mind. Like it reminds me of like to all the boys I loved before, like the
Oh,
girl in the treehouse. She has a specific term of like a friend that's not really a friend. It's more of like like a in between. I
like
don't
an
know,
acquaintance?
an acquaintance pretty much, but like someone you get angry at, but you're happy that you're angry with.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to remember the old man sees them as horses.
That's the other thing. I think that was very interesting
Mm-hmm.
that it was like
Mm-hmm.
basically like a play where they like show you what do you call it? The issue from the beginning, or foreshadowing in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Then that kind of connects it. I
Yeah.
probably would have started like getting sus about the old man if I guess I had read it differently or I heard him say something different.
Yeah.
Obviously,
It
the
had
ending was so.
it had so many, what do you call it? Not plots, but like ideas. So it was greed, it was cheating, it was trust. It was a lot of different categories. And it was like I like how women was one of them for like tug of war because you saw how like everyone was choosing men over women
Yeah.
because one group started choosing all men.
Yeah. And they thought they saw it as like a weakness.
Hmm.
Yeah. The Indian guy is the one you should feel bad about. He's Pakistani.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Get him.
No, it's because I kept calling him the Indian guy, like when I was watching it with Justin, and then there was one moment where he was like, "I'm from Pakistan," and we were like, and it was such a big point that I remember it. So
But besides Ali being from Pakistan, you got to remember that Sabyok was from North Korea,
yes,
which is
that was
another.
so. Yeah, that added so much of layers to her.
Wait, Kathleen, as a person who can speak Korean, could you tell like the difference in her dialect?
As a Korean?
Or yeah, like could you tell like the difference between like North Korean and South Korean dialect? Or like
I think there was when she's with her brother, she goes more into like the satori, so like the accent, a little bit more
okay.
than when
Oh,
she's with surrounded by other people who maybe don't know her. Or when she's threatening people, you'll notice her voice gets like lower and kind of more like country or whatever. So
interesting.
it's yeah.
Because I think it's like a lot of like Western audiences, they wouldn't catch that
Yeah.
because they don't know that like North Koreans speak different than South
Yeah.
Koreans. There's like a
Different
different dialect to
dialect.
it.
It's like a
We have a question in chat from Tiger D. He says, "Would you rather be a jumpsuit character or a red triangle character for Halloween?" I, I
Can I be the guy in the suit?
okay,
the
you'd be the guy
masked
in the
man, like
suit.
the that guy.
I
I'd be
would
a
just wear
player.
yeah, I would just wear like a freaking tracksuit. Be like, what's up?
Yeah, I'd be a player just for fun.
I'd be Gong Yu, the salesman, challenging people to slap.
Yeah, that's what I'd be too. That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
most
guy.
fun.
Okay, can I just say, I feel like everyone is thirsting after the same two people, aka the detective guy and I don't want Sabyuk.
Sabyuk. Her name translates to dawn,
Oh,
if that means anything
pretty.
to you.
Aw, that's pretty. Like, I don't know.
Mhm.
No, but that guy that does the slapping, he's relatively good looking.
He was really good looking. I
Like
would
he got
I
no
would
he got no thirst. Like no one thirsted
Oh.
after him.
Because he's
Me
like,
and all of Korea since like 2009 with Coffee
Oh.
Prince.
Oh,
Listen, he is like a national treasure. Him, the main guy,
I didn't know.
like
the guy in the mask, right?
like them, like the only guy who's kind of like a newcomer is the detective. So it's actually kind of interesting. Like
That guy's hot too.
detectives hot. Just saying, but
Yeah, the detective
I'm
was hot
free
too. I
on
agree.
Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday.
The
And Monday's a
immigrant-
holiday. Detective, if you're watching this.
Yeah.
So,
I thought Kathleen was
but-
singing SZA for a second.
What?
I'm singing to him.
Wait. I need to look this up.
What?
I'm so distracted.
Someone put a character that I don't recognize. Oh, that's his actor name. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree with what I said. I just reiterate it.
I liked when the cop guy goes like, it was during the sex scene. Well, about to be sex scene until he ruined it.
Oh, I'm hydrating. Oh, also. Oh, sorry. Finish your thought.
Because
Sorry.
you're thirsty.
Sorry,
Are you hydrating?
Oh yeah, let me
God.
water. I finished it.
Yeah, guys, they were deemed to hydrate. You all have to hydrate.
I don't
We
have
also
water
left
in here.
Do I also have to look around the room?
Okay, Kathleen, just pretend you're drinking water, or like drink your saliva or something.
Ew.
What the heck?
I just spilled all my fake water all down my throat because you said that.
Guys, you all are drinking your own saliva like all day, every day, technically.
Okay, you just made it more
Okay.
disgusting. You made chat disgusted. You made me disgusted. You made Justin disgusted. You made Kathleen disgusted.
It's my job.
Maybe
Okay,
just
it's time
Josiah.
to move on. It's time to move on to the next thing. You're talking about
Yeah.
drinking your own saliva. What is this?
Hey, everyone's hydrating here. Wait, I do want to comment on this because I think it's interesting. Where did it go? This comment. Okay, Darius Stone said the immigrant thing was interesting as the villains were all indigenous and the immigrants are the most sympathetic.
I think that comes with being a person who's like third world country vibes, I guess I would consider it. That's what I see it as. You know how like, for example, us in America, like we are considered first country vibe, and then people who are third country who have it unfortunate things are more like, aware or very more like cautious of people's issues. I think that probably plays a key component.
Hmm.
Unless someone else disagrees, I'm down to I'm down for this disagreement.
No, it's not that. It's just that like I think what was the question even?
It wasn't a question. I guess I just want to hear your thoughts on it. Like how they're saying like the immigrants, like the Pakistani guy was like probably the most sympathetic out of all of them, and he wasn't from
Yeah.
there, and everyone else
Yeah.
was.
I think
Okay.
it's also interesting because there is a lot of xenophobia in Korea. I mean, there's
Mm.
there's a lot of xenophobia in Korea.
Oh,
But I
same
think
in the
for
U.S.
everyone,
Wow.
wow, yeah. But I think it's also like is a byproduct of American imperialism. Let's not go there yet, but like a lot of like darker skinned immigrants or like people from other parts of Asia are very looked down upon. So I think it was like refreshing, or like they'll just be made to be like the stereotypical like worker, or like they're in the background, or like they're just poor in the background, or like they're doing crimes in the background. So I think it was like a huge step to like the even the director was like specifically looking for a good actor to play him, because also like usually for those roles they just cast like whoever, and they're like one time there was like a Muslim woman, and who was the actress was a woman from Florida, like a white woman from Florida, and I was like, what? That's so, ew. And I was like, that's bad. So I think like being more cautious about that.
You can also look at like who they casted to play like the other VIPs, the quote unquote VIPs, right? Like
Yeah.
they're you wouldn't really say that they're like great actors, and like they're very stereotypical. You're or like as stereotypical as you get, like what people in the East would think an American is like, right?
Yeah,
Like
because
Kim, when you want. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Kathleen.
sorry, I have to go really quickly, but also to speak to that, I saw that there's like some people who think that like the casting is really deliberate. It's like, oh, they're overacting slash bad acting because this is how America views Asian people. And it's like, to an extent, but you have to think of the timeline of Korean television as like right now we're in the golden age of Korean television, quote unquote. So it's kind of comparable to like MASH was set in Korea during the Korean War, but they cast like Chinese and Japanese actors to speak Korean and be Korean people. So it's kind of in the same way. It's like their budget is not allocated to like grabbing the best talent from the US. They're like, here's a white guy, or like, here's just a guy, and we're going to find him off of Craigslist, because they do cast off Craigslist.
Oh,
It's so you have to like, it's kind of like think of it that way instead of like a little bit deeper. I was like, it's an interesting read, a little bit incorrect. So it's something I think is interesting. But I have to go back to work because it is like past my time. So yeah.
thank you so much, Kathleen. I had so much fun.
Yeah. Thanks. Sorry I was taking up so much time. I was like, I have to talk a lot because I have to leave now.
No, you're good.
It was
I
so
love
nice
your
to meet you.
voice.
Bye.
Bye. She was so sweet. You chose a really good person for this. I forgot what we were talking. Oh, we're talking about.
Oh my god, I was on mute the entire time. They didn't hear that.
Oh my God, Kim.
But Kathleen heard me. Yeah. Bye. Yeah. Say bye to her. Okay.
Shout out to Kathleen.
Shout out to Kathleen. Yes.
Okay.
So I want to read this before chat gets refreshed and I can't read it anymore. But Dew says, I want to know your opinions on why you think the old man voted to stop the game when he was the one who plotted the entire game. What do you mean
That
stop the
is.
game? At what points?
Do you remember? Do you remember
He's
at
the
the
last one
beginning?
to vote.
Yeah.
And he voted no.
No, he voted yes to stop.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, to stop. Oh my
But yeah, he
God.
technically voted no to keep
Forgot
going.
about that.
For Donna keep going. But I'm wondering.
I don't know. I know a
Well,
lot of
if he
people
set
hate
up
him.
if he set up all the previous games before it, then he probably knew that like people are gonna come back even if we stop the games, right? Because we see that there are like previous games before this one, and that there are winners and losers. So that obviously, there's this scenario has probably cropped up a couple of times in the past, and so he's probably like known, okay, if we vote to stop the game, people will go back to their quote unquote miserable lives and realize that like it's better in here to get a chance to better their lives than trying to figure it out in the real world.
I don't know. I know everyone hated him at the end, but I loved the old man all the way up until we found out that he was like the mastermind, and that
Yeah.
really hurt me. I was so
agree.
mad. I don't know. I think there's more to him, and I might die on this hill, but I think maybe in the second season we might learn more about it. Like, I want to know more about the man that is running the ship, like on the ground with the mask, like the black mask. Like, I want to know more about him.
He's the brother of the detective, and he won a previous game.
Yes, but
That's
I think
what we know.
yeah, but I think there's more, and I mean, there's
Yeah.
obviously more, but yeah.
There's more to the tip of the iceberg, pretty much.
I
Like,
guess
there's a whole...
yeah. I guess what I'm saying is I think the old man. I know this might be controversial to say, but I think the old man actually has a little bit more humanity to him than it seems. Possibly.
Didn't he literally say that he thought of
Possibly.
people as horses?
Yes.
And he joined the game just for more fun.
Yes, because he's insane.
I think you're reading way too far into this game. You're trying to pick a needle in a haystack because you're attached to this one character because he's an old grandpa. Like, I bet you if he was just like some middle-aged guy, like you wouldn't think this hard about it.
I don't know. It's old people, man. I don't know. They always make me cry.
Kim is an old man apologist.
I think he was just a lesson to be learned that, like, never judge a book by a cover. Literally.
He did vote to stop, but then killed himself, so it turned the game back on. He did vote to stop, but then killed himself, so it turned.
But I forgot. He actually did have a tumor, right? It wasn't just...
He did.
Yeah, that's also like probably why.
But he faked it during the marble game.
Yep.
Also, what about the time where like everyone was killing each other and he stood up on the bed? Like, remember, he got up like really high and screamed at everyone and was like, "Stop this!" Like, I feel like
he wanted to play the games, Kim.
Yeah, he wants to play the game.
How can you play the games if everyone's dead?
Yeah,
I kind of loved him more than he was. Yeah, he was playing it. He was unapologetic. He was something the show needed.
And you think I'm weird for liking the guy who turned on everybody?
I get you because he was very intelligent. He used his sneaky tactics and like his own like sweet persona into misleading a lot of people.
Even in the end, though, he died a martyr. He saved his mom in the end, which is.
But did he? He didn't tell. But the thing is that pisses me off. He didn't tell the main character, like, "Hey, give my mom this money." Like, I think the main character got the idea through the other girl that said.
The whole show, he reads people. You can see he reads people. He reads Ali. He knows. Okay, if I tell him, we'll both find a way out of here. I promise. But he knows because like this guy's gonna trust me. He reads people. He can read people very well. So he knows that his best friend is going to take care of his mom no matter what.
Yeah, at the very end, he realized, like, oh, like, I don't know.
But he probably knew going in, like, either I'm going to come out alive and I'm going to save my mom, or I'm going to die and, my friend will take care of my mom for me.
Yeah.
I just don't think he thought that much about, like, his friend taking care of his mom.
I don't think so either because he was like them getting along was kind of like a iffy point.
Yeah, all he cared about was himself. Like the entire time, like he just cared about his own, like him getting through all the games, and he used people as pawns.
Yeah,
but I see what Justin.
But his greater cause was his mother. Would you not say?
It was.
I think it was guilt.
Guilt?
Oh, actually, yeah. I'm gonna go back on Kim on that. Yeah, guilt.
It was guilt.
Guilt on what?
It was fucking guilt because the main guy was like, dude, like you remember I'm so bad at recapping.
The pride and joy of
no.
I forget what the town is.
Yeah, remember the main guy? Like he would always build the guy up until the
Yeah, but
end when he realized his like real motives, and he was like, "Wow, like you're calling me like, oh, I'm a loser, da 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 da. But like, look at you. You can't even like your poor mom is like struggling, and you know she thinks all these things of you, and you're just lying to her, and you're just doing all this shit." And then suddenly he does something like semi heroic at the end. That's why I never really trusted him. Like
What
throughout the
about
whole
when he
thing.
What about when he gives Ali money for the bus, right? What about when
Again,
he lets him
his
borrow
own
phone?
his own motives. It was
What's
it
the
was the
motive?
motive. It was the motive of making someone loyal to you.
He didn't know he was going back into the game.
Yeah.
Bullshit. He could no. I think he knew.
No
He knew.
way.
He knew.
I don't think he
No
did.
way.
He
There's
knew.
no
Guys, you
chance.
just told me about like he could read people and like all
Yeah,
this stuff.
but
He's so
yeah,
intelligent.
but you don't know that you're going to be offered to return back to the game before that point.
That's
right?
true. Yeah, no one knew.
He doesn't know that the game's coming back. It's after he does all that and he's in like the hotel room. That's when he gets the card.
Also, again, it could be like pity. Like I didn't like I don't know.
You think he's just looking down on him, like he pities him?
like I don't know. I don't.
Sure, that's another way of looking at it.
I just don't think he's as pure intentioned as y'all are implying.
But Princess Leia has a point for that guy. Did he actually murder those people? Because they could have left.
True.
Ali could have left.
They could have. They could have just knocked onto the game.
But then again, they were all motivated by the money prize because, you know, Ali had his wife and kids.
Yes,
That-
he didn't save his mother. He did nothing. He killed himself rather than face his own loss.
Well, he was gonna die anyway. He would have died
At the very
even if he didn't kill himself.
At the very end, he was like, "Okay," but he never uttered the words like, "Did he?" Or am I missing something? Did he utter the words like, "Give this to my mother"?
No, I don't remember that. Did anyone else remember that? 'Cause give me a timestamp. Someone give me a timestamp.
I'm pretty sure he says like "take care of my mom" or something. I'm pretty sure he does.
I don't think so.
No, because the girl said that. The girl said that, like,
Yeah,
take
it
care
says
of
take
my
care
family.
of my brother. Yeah.
Take care, like
But
all
right
that.
before he stabs himself, though, he says something. Right before he stabs himself, he says something. I don't remember
Anyone
what
remember?
it is.
Anyone in the
specifically,
chat
but-
remember?
But you can go here. I'll go look up the scene.
Is he like meant to be an allegory for the leader or president of a nation? Interesting, Darius. Would you
Someone
like to-
said... It just says mom at the end. Somewhat, yeah, two people just said it.
Yes, to mother. He just says mom. That's it?
Oh, look at Princess Leia doing all the research. I love this.
I
kid.
think he said that. He tells him to. So what does he say? He says mom, or he just says like, take care of my mom?
Even if he just says mom, that's enough to like to interpret what he's trying to get at. In my opinion, anyways. But then
I just
again-
think it's late. I think by then it's late.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go grab my phone. I charged it in the other room.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think it redeems his character, if that's what you're trying to say. Like, there's no redeeming what he does, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, his like motive is his mother. Whether it be right or wrong, good or bad, it's irrelevant.
What's more interesting to me is that the main character uses money to look after them. If he agrees, there's a price to the lives lost. Wait. I have to read that again. What's more interesting to me is that the main character. What do you mean look after them? Oh, at the end. If he agrees, there's a price to the lives lost in the end.
I guess like splitting up the money that he gets.
I don't think it's like he agrees that there's a price to the lives lost. I think it's just like you owe them almost. I think that's how I would feel, at least. Like,
Well, the game puts a price on lives because each life equals X amount of dollars into the piggy bank after each game. And when they leave, they say, you guys won't get the money, but the families of the dead will, right?
yeah,
And
that's
they're-
what it is. Yeah, I mean, wait, no, it's not an agreement. What do you mean with the game? Because the game is like, I thought if you stop playing, then all of the money goes to the.
Goes to the dead.
Yes.
No, it was if you guys all give up. Wait.
If you give up on playing the game, the money goes to the families of the dead.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
didn't give up, did he?
Who didn't give up?
The main guy, he won.
Yeah, he won.
But he
So-
wanted to.
Yes, so he took that money was all his, but he gave those families.
Not all of the families.
No, just the ones
Just the
that he
ones
knew.
that he-
Fair,
yeah.
fair. So that's why. Sorry, that's what I mean. Like, I don't think it's an implicit agreement with the game. I think it was just like his personal, almost like he felt like a personal debt to those people. I think.
Oh, Sang-woo
Because
said
they
to help
helped
his
him get
mother
Yeah.
from
see?
Israel.
Yeah. So if he gives that, wait, where?
Who's typing? Oh,
Okay,
that's just
that's fair. That's fair. All right.
It's okay. I love the clickety clackety. Even though it's not ASMR stream.
ASMR.
I'll try and type very quiet.
It's okay. I'm not bullying you this time. I'm not calling you frat boy.
But Kim's also streaming, so you know,
Oh,
What is
what?
she gonna do? What is she gonna do about it?
What do you mean?
I'll sick the dog on me. I don't know.
Sick the dog.
Sick 'em.
Yeah, you know. When they
Okay.
say, like sick 'em.
So I need
Oh, that
I
was
need to I need to address this because this is like the big question that everyone is asking. Look at this meme, and it's like the show villain, the real villain, but a lot of people say it's the old man. Who do you guys
Who's
think is the
real
villain? Yeah.
I don't think he is the real villain. I think
Who?
everyone is. I don't think the old man. Actually, no. I think everyone is the villain at this point.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's no true hero.
Do you know what this show reminds me of? Because I saw another series that's similar, but like at the same time different. And that is Alice in Borderland, if anyone's seen it.
Yeah, it's a lot of similarities, and I've told Kim to watch it, but she refuses.
It's very similar.
I'd probably watch it. I just have a long laundry list of
It's
stuff.
just more it's literally life and death, and it's more based off them trying to survive.
There's more Japanese influence to it, though,
Exactly.
whereas like this is more Korean influence, but a lot of the same elements and aspects of the show are very similar,
Hmm.
and a lot of the themes are very similar as well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wait.
We don't have to get into it, Prince, but like the third game they play, I think the Game of Heart, like the first Game
Yeah,
of Hearts they
that's a-
play. Yeah,
That was the
right,
that was the one of like the marbles for
right,
that.
exactly.
Yeah. That's why I was like, huh, that's like a game of trust. Your trust is breaking.
And like, even though there's no like real good guy, bad guy, no moral right or wrong, it's just like, you know, people will do whatever it takes to stay alive. But then, you know, you hit like a point where it's like, okay, is it worth it? Yada yada yada, and all those other things. I don't want to spoil the show, so I won't go too deep into it.
Yeah,
So
I'm not gonna spoil that show.
Going back to this show, guys.
Yes.
What was I gonna say? So you guys don't think there's like a clear villain? You guys think it's like kind of like a
It's everyone.
Okay,
It's everyone.
thoughts, chat? There's, like-
Princess says, I think they're all heroes at heart. We just didn't like certain characters because it brought out some of our own desires and demons.
Wow, that's interesting.
I'm a very like in the middle person, I would say. So I think I just saw everyone as like, yeah, in a gray area. Because they really all wanted greed.
Yes,
The only
that was the real villain. It was greed.
But I think the only person who doesn't count is what is her name? What is her name? I think she's Hanmi Niao.
One who faked that she had a daughter that she hadn't even named yet.
No, that's the wrong one. It's the other girl.
Is it the quiet one?
It's the quiet one. I think because she remember her story is that she joined the game because she had no other choice. Like this is her life.
I
She had
forgot
nothing to go
she
back
was
to,
actually one of my
basically.
favorites.
Yeah. She didn't do it off grid. She just did, yeah, she had nothing.
But it also seemed like she didn't have any intent on like winning, right?
Yeah. Because
Like especially in the marbles game, like you can tell right from the beginning that there's like very little intent on like, or very little, what's the word? sense of
What-
urgency.
But yeah,
Yeah.
she already knew what she was gonna do.
Good night, Astro.
Oh, good night. Oh, okay, good night. The quiet girl had a backstory to do with religion. I think that's why she got mad at the priest. Oh, the guy that was like, "We're all sinners."
I have my own
hated
thoughts
him.
on that, but we don't have to get into it.
Yes, good night,
Yeah,
Astro.
it is. It is Jiyoung, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her character was just so moving.
But
I think she was kind of like an angel character, to be honest. Like, I don't think she had any flaws.
yeah, I think I needed to see more of her
Mm-hmm.
specifically. Like at the beginning, we should have saw her like, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what her flaws would have been. Like, if they would have built her out more, like built out her character.
Would you call her a Mary Sue, Kim?
No, no, she had depth to her, but not that much depth. She was more like a plot
A
mover.
MacGuffin?
I forgot what that means, but
Deus Ex Machina?
kind of. Sure, yeah.
I don't
She,
know. I feel like I related to her the most to any other character. Like, when you're in like a dark space and like you kind of like lose like yourself a little bit. I felt that. I really did felt that.
It's the I have no point in living, but you do, so go ahead and take the win.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. That whole
It
scene. Talk about sacrifice. That whole episode honestly was about sacrifice and betrayal.
yeah.
All right. So, thank you, Maria, for the resub. Yes, happy 1 year.
Yeah. 1 year anniversary.
Let's
Cute.
go. Okay. So, what do you guys do? Do you guys have any predictions on what will happen in season 2? Thoughts on the guy in the black mask?
Was there
The detective
confirmation?
still alive?
But was there confirmation for season 2?
Not yet, but it'll probably definitely
I
happen.
know, I
The
feel like-
show's made way too much money not for there not to be a
Also,
season.
it's such a big cliffhanger at the end. Like, we gotta
That
know.
too. I think what I want to know about season 2 is the guys, the VIPs.
Oh,
Where do?
yes.
Because that's what I want to know more. What are like? Where did they root from? They're just old people who want more entertainment, or
But they're
who want
young,
more.
remember?
Some of them were.
No,
Well, at
not
least,
really.
yeah.
Some of them were. But my question was, yeah, like I want to know, like, how did they end up being chosen as a VIP? Was it
Yeah.
just because of money?
I think they're
Or
just gamblers, right? Because it
Yeah.
seemed like they were betting.
Yeah, but I feel like there's more to them, like a little bit more.
My guess is that they're just like supporters, like sponsors, kind of.
That's another thing, because
Yeah.
I thought the way that the money was falling down too was because of their bets.
Maybe.
Because each one probably had like a price point of like how much they were worth, not based off their debt, I don't think, because some money went down more.
Oh, true. How much was betted on them by the VIPs? That's a really good point.
I think they are meant to be a metaphor for us. Oh, wait, sorry. Where'd it go? For
Oh.
us. Oh, for U.S. intervention in Korea. Like when he tries to make him. Oh, God.
Yeah. It was creepy. That's why I was like, that like situation of like him preying on that one guy.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I actually want to know more about. Sorry, I didn't mean VIPs. I meant just the average, like the helpers, like the workers. Like, how did they get there? They look
So-
super young.
But have you heard the theory of how they got chosen? Or what
No,
is the
what
theory?
is that theory?
It's the theory of the suit game, like the suit guy. The suit guy gives you an option to choose between the red or the blue card. People think if you chose the other one, you would be the people in jumpsuits. I heard that from my brother.
Interesting.
And if you chose the other one, you were considered a player because the blue one is a player, the actual uniform, and the red one
Oh.
was the people in mass. That's what they think,
That's
but I'm not sure about
interesting.
that.
Huh. That's a cool theory.
My question would be, how do you get people to be that obedient then?
Yeah. Yeah. Like how do you get someone to just deal with it?
I think they just had a like
And
life
without
or death,
telling authorities though.
because they had a life or death situation, pretty much. Because like they were given, I'm pretty sure they probably like were offered to pay a debt or something, and then you saw how people betrayed the guy. They just did it underneath. That didn't make sense to me. How did people who were selling kidneys get attached to the doctor?
Yes, that's also a question that I had too. Like I was like, "Hey, how's this working?" Yeah.
So it seemed like they were doing it for a long time, even before the doctor started playing the games.
Hmm.
Also, so was the guy in the black mask, was he in on the organ thing?
No, he just knew it was happening, but he didn't care.
That I find very weird. Like you either know about it or you
Avoid
know,
it.
don't know about it and then get angry when it happens. Like I don't know.
No, he doesn't. The only reason why he cared was because they started telling the doctor
Yeah, it made
what
it
the next move
unfair.
was. Yeah,
Yeah,
it made
it
it
made it
unfair.
unfair. But it's like, why the hell would the doctor do that if they didn't give him any advantage? That's why I don't know.
The other thing is that if they wanted to make the game fair, why did she get a Sabyong? Why didn't they attend to her because of her, what do you call it, the glass?
I guess because she got it during a game.
But it was at the end of a game. That's the thing.
Yeah, but like the glass was set to explode regardless. It's not like a player did that, right? Or like an outside force did that. It was like
well,
a part of the game.
well, did they really attend to anyone's wounds?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think they just kind of left them for dead.
I got triggered
Kind of
that
fucked
by
up.
that because they should have healed her because I feel like it was an unfair advantage for her to like I wanted her to just be the last, at least the last person.
I think everyone was wanting her to be the winner.
Because it, yeah, the kid really got me.
Yeah. Yeah, that little kid. That was so sad. All right. So now switching over to way more personal questions.
Oh, you want to get
It's
personal?
time for me to dip.
No. Would y'all play the game if you were in their shoes? Or would you be like, I'm leaving?
I'm good.
I'm trying to think if like I'd make it or not.
I don't think I could do it. I'm like, no.
I think I'd actually pass every game except for
Some of them are just dumb luck though. Like the glass one.
Deuces, I would die. Same. I
yeah,
would die. I have the worst luck. No.
I would, yeah, because I think I'd win. I think I'd win.
Wow,
But are you
Prince.
accounting for like everyone else that would like potentially cheat and like throw you under the bus?
Yeah, but like I'm thinking of like, well, I'm the innocent one. No one's gonna bite me. I
You
bite
gotta
back
be
anyway.
ahead. You gotta
But
be ahead.
it doesn't matter if you're the innocent one because people will take advantage of you either way because they'll do whatever they can as well to
Darius
stay
is
alive,
funny.
right? So
But like thinking of like all the actual games that were played, I think the only one I'd probably have a struggle with would be marbles, and I think tug of war. Those would be the only two.
That's actually my next question. If you had
how
to
would
pick
you
any of
beat
the
the
games to play Survive, which one would you choose? You could only pick one.
red light green light?
Red light, green
Easy.
light, yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Guys, people were
Yeah.
like slightly moving and they'd get shot.
Yeah, but that's if you just stop like even a little bit before like you don't have to keep running the whole time like the robot's turning away, right? Because like it
Mhm.
seemed like there was enough time where like you could play it safe and easily make it across the line.
Yeah, and also you
Yeah,
can
I
hide behind
guess.
some of the people.
Yeah, you hide behind other people.
That's just so. I don't know.
But again, 200 people died because
Dramatic.
they were stupid because they
Yeah.
ran.
If people knew the consequences, I bet you like the pass rate for that game is like 90%.
Yeah.
But people flinch when another person dies or when
Hence the
someone is
10%.
shot.
Yeah, hence the 10%.
You flinch. No, but you flinch. Like, you both would flinch.
I don't think so.
Okay, guys.
If you know it's coming, I don't like.
Dude says play it in Roblox and see.
I kind of want to do that. I've been
It
actually wanting to play
requires
it
me
on
to
Roblox.
play Roblox though.
Dude, yes.
I love playing Roblox. Even though I'm 20, I still want to play Roblox.
Dude, I know.
Earplugs easy. Yeah. Although they
Okay.
take all of your any personal items.
Can someone in chat tell me if they're yes, we are.
We're finishing up though. I know this is the last question. Is a fun question. And it has nothing to do with plot. Okay, guys, are you ready? Last question. Fuck, marry, kill.
All right, bye.
No, Justin, you have to stay.
Justin, you have to stay.
It's not even.
Ah, they left me with this woman.
Oh my god, rude.
Kidding.
I feel like I already know your answer too, but so the main guy, Sung Gi-hoon, and then the detective, and then Se-byuk.
Okay, it's gonna be fucking the dude, obviously, the detective, killing the main character, and then yeah,
Aw,
marrying
poor
Subyak.
guy.
Because she was really pretty.
Yeah, and you know what? And I liked where her head was all the time.
Yeah.
Like she just cared about others. Wait,
yeah,
what?
No, Wait, what?
You have the stream on mute. Oh, you're talking to someone. Yeah, chat. Do you guys have an answer to this?
Yeah. Also, did you not read the chat while I was? Asher had me flustered and it said a Tiger D, so I didn't.
I saw Tiger D's comments. He was loving you up.
But no, did you see Asher's?
Wait, did you just say player one was hot?
No, he was not.
Player one? The old man.
Really?
The best looking man was the front man. Like the leading guy?
No, I hated him. He was ugly. I'm so sorry. He had you know when people have that like constipated face? That's what he had. Sorry.
Oh, what game would I choose? Did I not answer that?
Oh, no, you did not. What game would you choose?
I think I would. Okay, knowing what I know now, I think I would do the tug of war or the honeycomb one.
The honeycomb one I'm worried about.
Why?
Because it's a needle and it's very like tedious. You have to be precise. Also, did you notice how cheating was easy to get away with that?
Oh, with the highlighter.
With the
Sorry, not the highlighter.
The lighter.
Lighter, yeah. Yeah, tug of war. Yep.
Hashtag constipated face.
Wow. Does anyone else have any lingering questions?
Yeah, does anyone have any questions for the, podcasters? Whatever you guys want to ask, I'm ready.
I'm so sorry I started late, but I think it was fun. Prince, did you have fun? Even though we lost 2 people.
I had fun. I like how we're cutting stream early.
Oh. I don't know. I guess I could just cut stream early. Do you think the subplots were poorly done, like the air vents, organ trafficking? What's the air vents? Oh! When yeah. Yes, I do.
I think the air vent, yes, but the organ trafficking is no.
It's hard to say because this is only season 1, and season 1 really, like, for all shows, season 1 is supposed to do the groundwork, but enough detail that it makes you invested. The vent subplot I already forgot about, so that wasn't that memorable, but the organ subplot I guess was more memorable, but I did feel like it had plot holes that need to be answered in season 2. And if it's not answered in season 2, then that kind of just sucks.
Oh yeah, and the police was a sub story.
Yeah, the policeman's brother. I wanted to know way more about that. Like I was so invested in that plot, and it just didn't give me any answers.
Wait, but do you think now that's another question? Do you think the red suits were all winners?
Hmm.
Because if the main guy was a winner, what makes you think the others weren't?
But my thing is like, why would you just keep working there? Like, go spend your money. Go,
But
go
think
have
about it
fun.
from no, but think about it from the winner's perspective and what the old guy said.
Oh my god, I have to look around the room and I have to hydrate. I'm hydrating.
Like
Prince,
remember
hydrate with me.
he said that you have to like people who are poor are almost the same as people who have money. They don't have when you have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of things to do, and we don't have any money. We pretty much
But it's like when you go, I don't know. I do agree with that sentiment, but at the same time, it's like these people did not have money before and were struggling. So they're getting money. I'm sure there's 100 million things that they can do with it, you know? Versus like someone like born into wealth and like basically all of their things have been paid for since they were born.
and that sounds boring. Like I can see myself getting bored.
If you, what do you mean if you were born into wealth? I don't know.
Watch it be Jeju Island.
Ninja Gorilla TV, how are you? Welcome back. Also, thank you. You love the stream idea. This is something new I'm doing. This is the first time I've done it. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
actually, can I ask the audience a question? What would the next stream, if we were to do another one, what would you guys like to talk about instead? Besides Squid Game?
Yeah.
Because
Also,
Kim chose
someone
Squid
can tell
Game.
unknown. Like, we're not talking really about plot points anymore.
Yeah, we're done. We're done talking about Squid Game, technically.
Yes, thank you for coming to my late night combos with Kimarino.
And I was the only one who committed, sadly.
I know, Prince is the only. You know what? Maybe it should just be Kimarino.